People often ask me how I look fit at the age of 63, especially after menopause. It's not all exercise. I'm Glory B, and this is GloryB-TV. I'm on a mission to help women over 50 feel good, look good, and be at their best through skincare, makeup, diet, exercise, and even through overcoming physical issues, which so far for me include spinal stenosis, hand surgery, bunion surgery, cataract surgery, and I reversed osteoporosis when I was 61 years old. So many people think I'm fit because of good genes or a lot of exercise. So let's address the good genes myth, and let's start with my father. Here's a photo of Dad and me when he was 52 and I was 17. Well, we might have been 51 and 16. In any case, he didn't look good and was on blood pressure medications, all because of his diet. My skin didn't look too great either. My dad had his first stroke when he was 53 and died when he was 57. You can see in the photo he had a double chin and he had a big tummy. They say when you get to the age at which one of your parents died, it's called your thanaversary. It's a combination of the Greek word for the personification of death, thanatos, with versary. It's a passage in life, so to speak, and it's not a passage to be taken lightly. I reached my thanaversary when I was 57, but my health was many times better than my father's health at that point, so I didn't really think about it. It didn't really bother me. My mother lived longer, but she developed high blood pressure, high cholesterol, had her carotid arteries surgically cleaned out when she was 68, and had a heart attack and a stent put in when she was about 82. She also had kind of a bulging tummy for years. This was all diet related, and genes really had nothing to do with it. It wasn't our genetic makeup. It was what they were putting in their mouths. On both sides of my family, older relatives had high blood pressure and strokes. When I was 38, long before I reached menopause, I read Mary Lou Henner's book, Total Health Makeover. When she wrote it, she had already changed her diet several years before and had transformed her health, body, and her skin. As I read her history, I realized she and her parents grew up eating the same types of food I and my parents had. And her parents died at relatively young ages, just like my dad. I decided to give her diet a try to see what would happen. I'm so glad I didn't have an attitude about it after reading her book. What attitude? Well, I'm not going to listen to an actress and make my diet and health decisions based on what she says. Yeah, that attitude. I'm glad I listened to her. What she was eating was a whole food plant-based diet. It's what we used to call vegan, but we don't use the word vegan as often anymore because too many people are what they call ethical vegans. Not eating meat because they love animals, but ethical vegans eat too many unhealthy things, which, as one speaker I heard say several years ago, they're eating vegetarian donuts and drinking beer. This is what started me on my journey. Before I forget, I want to offer you my free 3-page anti-aging tip sheet that has tips I've pulled together in one document. These include recipes, skincare ideas, and makeup that help me look my best. To get it, go to my website, GloryB-TV.com, and on that page, click the Get the Tips button. On the next page, type your email address, click the pink Get My Tips button, and you'll get the tips. I'll also have a link to my website in the description box below the video. Since I changed my diet after reading Mary Lou Henner's book, I've been introduced to many doctors who follow this diet and way of living, but they've also included what is called SOS-free, which means they don't add salt, oil, or sugar to food. Now you might wonder, of these 3 foods, why they don't use oil and how they cook without oil. Now, when they've written articles about oil, they have proof of studies which show that no consumption of oil is healthy for the human body, even the Mediterranean diet. And they easily cook without oil using water or vegetable broth for sautéing. I became familiar with most of them through the National Health Association, which years ago it was called the American Natural Hygiene Society. The people who started the organization were so healthy that when they eventually died, they just died in their sleep, not of a horrible disease. They lived healthy lives right until the end. Isn't that a nice way to go? If they were still living today, they'd be like 125 years old. At the description box below the video, I have links for you to interviews with several of these people and links to their websites. Go below the video and tap the word more to open the description box. Then scroll down to where it says products shown or mentioned. I know they're not products, but that's where I put these links. A few of these people I want to point out are Dr. Joel Fuhrman. He spoke at the 2018 National Health Association conference where I got to meet him. During the conference, he played tennis with a couple of the other speakers. They took this photo with their shirts off. It's a little blurry because I scanned the photo from their magazine. But in the photo, Joel was 64 years old, and as one of the leaders of the NHA said to me that weekend, Joel Fuhrman has a six-pack. Yes, he does, at the age of 64. Dr. Alan Goldhammer has a place in Santa Rosa, California, where they get people well from many diseases. His website has a ton of information and inspiring stories. He's been published in the British American Journal regarding his studies and work with water fasting. Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn has helped many patients reverse and prevent heart disease, which is the subject of his book. He's now 89 years old. His daughter posted a montage video on his 89th birthday showing him dancing with her and dancing with his wife, biking like a speed racer near their home. It really brought a tear to my eye to see what a healthy diet can do, keeping him alive and very well, and he's here for his kids and grandkids. I believe he's still working. I have other links for you to Dr. Frank Sabatino, Dr. Joel Kahn, Dr. Columbus Batiste, Dr. Michael Clapper, and Dr. Neil Barnard. And don't miss the link I provided to Dylan Holmes from Well Your World. He was in a YouTube class I was in a couple years ago, and he's also on the board of directors of the National Health Association. I've linked to a great video Dylan did about popular diets such as keto. Don't miss that video. He also does lots of cooking videos that are great. At the top of the list of links, I've also linked to the National Health Association's website. Membership only costs $35 a year. It includes their wonderful magazine, Health Science, and you get online access to all past magazines of health science. I use their search field to look up past articles on topics. For example, I wanted to find an article about flaxseed, so I searched for it and found a great article by Jeff Novick. Eating like this has kept me fit, even past menopause. I still exercise, of course, but at the time of creating this video, I work out at home and I don't belong to a gym right now. I will in the future, I'll join one, but right now, I'm not going to a gym. I had a couple friends successfully follow me in this diet and health journey, and they're doing very well. But no relatives did, whether they were blood relatives or related by marriage. Now they're all sick. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and or cancer. Some tried to make changes but failed. I started to wonder why I was able to do it and they weren't. I figured out that I was strategic with my diet change, and I did it over time. To help anyone make diet and health changes and stick to it, I created a course called Kickstart Your Health, which walks you through step by step what I did to successfully improve my health. I'll have a link to that course in the description box as well. Some of you might wonder about my blood type, since one of the popular diets has been to eat for your blood type. Well, my blood type is O positive. And the gurus of the blood type diet say that people with the O positive blood type should eat meat. Lots and lots of meat. Well, 25 years later, my own body has proven them wrong. Remember to check out the links I mentioned in the description box below, and then check out one of my other videos by tapping its image on the right side of your screen, and I'll see you in the next video.